Good morning and welcome to Core Finance CEO Interviews. Our guest today is Ariana Resources. They just put out their financials this week. They've been in production already now since July 1st, 2017. They've been paying off debt, generating cash flow, and they have a lot of exploration potential and more potential development. Here to tell us all about the company and the growth opportunities is Dr. Kerim Sener, CEO of Ariana Resources. Thank you for joining us.
Glad to join you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So you published your financials this week. You must be very happy with the progress you've been making.
Very pleased. Yeah, another profitable year for the company. Obviously driven in part by production from the Kızıltepe operation, which, as you said, has been in commercial production since July of last year, but actually entered production in March of last year. So we've recorded a good 3 full commercial quarters of production, and it's going very well.
Excellent. And you're on track to produce 20,000 ounces this year?
That's correct, yes. That's our target for gold-only production. There's silver as well, and the silver can be about 10 parts silver to 1 part gold.
And I guess the silver byproduct is helping you keep your cash costs and operating costs quite low.
Correct. It's a byproduct credit. So it just drops off the operating cost effectively.
Because on your financials, you put out your cash costs are around $600 an ounce?
That's right. So the very first quarter of commercial production that we recorded was $570 US an ounce. Then it went up to $585, and the last quarter was $612.
And you have another project that you're going to be bringing on stream in about, what, the next year or two?
That's right. So we've got the Tavşan development project that we're operating as part of the joint venture. That's located 75 kilometres away to the northeast of the Kızıltepe operation. And the plan there, after we've now completed the latest resource update, is to move that towards a feasibility study internally within the joint venture, and then ultimately finance and build that. Obviously there's permitting associated with the development project there, but we've got to get through that.
And what's the planned production for that project?
30,000 ounces a year we're targeting. So ultimately over the course of the next few years we want to get to 50,000 ounces per year within the joint venture.
And so basically for financing that, you have some financing available to move that forward at the moment?
Well, we have been paying down very successfully the joint venture debt out to Türkiye Finans Bank in Turkey. By the end of this quarter, we'd have paid off about a third of the development finance loan, which was $33 million. So we'd have paid about a third of that. So the bank's very happy with us, and I think we've got a very strong relationship there going forward should we want to develop any other projects.
Excellent. Certainly it helps that you've already established yourself and you've done what you said you were going to do,
Yes.
Despite the fact that you had some weather issues in getting things started.
Last minute, that's right.
But you know, these things happen, you can't help.
Yeah.
And so what other projects do you have on the go right now?
Well, the big one is Solunbaş up in northeastern Turkey. So that's not too far from the Georgian border, within a very prospective metallogenic belt, the Pontides metallogenic belt. Hosts a number of very large copper-gold systems, VMS, volcanogenic massive sulfide systems, as well as porphyry type systems. And ours is a copper-gold molybdenum porphyry with an associated gold-silver deposit at Solunbaş itself, which was our own discovery while it was in joint venture with European Goldfields and then latterly with Eldorado Gold. We acquired the 51% stake that Eldorado had in the project in late 2016, and we've been advancing that project since. We've got about 1 million ounces there in inferred and indicated resources, and there's substantial scope to grow that resource base further.
Oh yes, considering it's a VMS, for some of our viewers who may not understand what VMS means, it means it has usually more deposits associated.
In our case, it's part of a VMS belt, but ours is around a porphyry system. There are VMS deposits around it, but the main area of interest for us is that porphyry core.
Oh, that's excellent. And so are you still doing some exploration work on that project at the moment?
We have been, yes. So the last few months we've been doing further evaluation work, in particular re-logging of about 50 drill holes, completely rebuilding the geological model and moving towards establishing a JORC exploration target.
And do you have sort of a time frame? Will the JORC be available this year sometime?
We're planning to put that out fairly soon.
That's excellent. So you've got feasibility coming on another project, a JORC coming out on another project. And I mean, it's surprising that you're in production and your market cap is only 13.5 million.
Yes, it's baffling.
I mean, I don't understand what's going on with the market these days. I mean, of course, the gold price has been acting a bit strange, but
it's still actually at relatively high levels. So certainly from an operational perspective, we've got no issues at all, but producing at 600, selling at 1300.
Yes, that's right. And you actually made a pre-tax profit.
Correct.
This year, which is fantastic.
Yes, yeah, and the joint venture financials were shown in the annual report and accounts, so that people can get a little bit more detail behind the structure of the joint venture.
Excellent. And you have one of your other projects you own 100% of.
That's Kızılçukur, that's right. We have been doing further work on Kızılçukur as well, and we hope to have some further news out on that shortly. Kızılçukur is located about 22 kilometres to the northeast of the Kızıltepe operation. We envisage that as becoming another satellite to Kızıltepe. The work that we've been doing recently has involved some metallurgical studies. In addition to that, some additional exploration work that we've been completing.
And so for now, this is all of the exploration projects you're looking at. You're not looking to acquire or add on to it at the moment.
At this stage, we're quite happy with where we are. We do have another development project in Western Turkey, Ivrindi. We've been doing some further work on that as well. And perhaps later this year, we'll be able to say something about that too.
And so you're working on all these projects all together at the same time,
We
moving
are.
them forward. That's
Correct.
really great. Because I guess some may advance more faster
That's
than
right.
others.
Yes.
And that will basically help to increase your production and revenue going forward.
Ultimately, in Western Turkey, we see the Kızıltepe mine as becoming a hub for a number of operations in the area. There's the source of potential satellite feed at Kepez. Recently announced the Kepez resource update, 27,000 ounces gold equivalent. That we envisage being brought into the Kızıltepe plant. There's also the Karakavak prospect area, located a little bit further away to the northeast. But all of these are potential satellite feed sources.
That's fantastic, because it's very good to have expansion opportunities. Of course, the market
Correct.
likes that. And of course, the market starts to pay you as you increase ounces through JORC-compliant resources. And of course, increased production will be fantastic. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much for your time.
And we look forward to seeing all the news on your project. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on Core Finance CEO Interviews. Please join us again and keep an eye on Ariana Resources and their future news flow. Have a very profitable day.